We definitely ate the cost at the very beginning, but we were headed to the Bay Area. If we could build this van out in 30 days, then we could definitely save on rent for the rest of the year. And so it just made more sense to get the van built out a lot faster.
Yeah.
I'm Baraa, I'm 26 years old, and I was born and raised here in Southern California.
I'm Meylin. I grew up in Miami, Florida, and I decided to move to the West Coast.
This video is sponsored by Noom. Noom is a behavioral change innovator to help people live the healthy, fulfilling lives they deserve. Go to Noom.com for your online evaluation. It's quick, easy, and will help you create your custom plan.
I'm a travel nurse. I was going from different contracts to other contracts, getting Airbnbs here and there. So I thought that van life would be great to accommodate my lifestyle, which means traveling around the US, and we can have a home as well.
Before van life, I was doing a lot of photography. I used to do a lot of weddings. Turkey is kind of where we actually made the decision to do van life. We were planning on going to Palestine. I was starting a project there called People of Palestine. Going over there and spending 8 months, it was just going to take a lot more than just me. We decided to eat the cost of the Airbnbs and the flights that we had booked. We drew out sketches of our layout of how we wanted our van to be. And then we had already booked our flights back to Miami. We flew into Miami on a Saturday. That Monday we purchased the van. This is our van Frankie. It's a Dodge ProMaster 2017. It's the 159 wheelbase. The height of this van, including the fantastic fans, is 8.5 feet. We get to go through many drive-thrus without having to worry about the clearance. The walls of the ProMaster are better angled, so when converting the van, it was just easier to kind of build out the frames and the walls and the ceiling. It's also wider than both the Ford Transit and the Mercedes Sprinter. We were able to sleep this way, which allowed us more room for the kitchen in the back. This is where our gray water tank is. We do use biodegradable soap, so whenever we're in some wilderness, we don't feel too bad about letting the water out. Our battery bank consists of 2 lithium batteries by Battleborn. They were a bit pricey, but we felt that the investment was worth it, especially if we wanted to reuse in the future for maybe a future project. They're powered 3 different ways. So the first one is through shore power. Just go ahead and plug this into any 110 volt and we could charge our batteries that way. Another way that we can charge the batteries is through our 3 100-watt solar panels, but our main way of charging the batteries, and we're really glad that we went this route, is to actually have our alternator charge the batteries. So this device right here is a battery isolator manager, and within a couple hours of driving, these 2 lithium batteries are charged. They are each 100 amps, so a total of 200 amp hours. We do have room for a 3rd battery, which we might be going for since we do have a couple of appliances in here that need more battery. Whenever we need to configure with the electrical, we just turn this off, and then it's safe to go ahead and play with the electricity here. This is our 3,000 watt inverter. Even though it's kind of overkill in this van, Meylin and I are planning to do a tiny home maybe someday, and so we felt that we could definitely use that inverter in the future. This is our Reenergy solar control. Came with this Bluetooth device. With an app on our phone, we're able to get the battery percentage of both our batteries. So this is just a standard car fuse box. We bought the parts, but since we were on a time crunch, we felt it best to maybe have someone, a professional, do it, because it just felt safer to do that than to be rushing it ourselves, and then God forbid something happens to us in the future because we messed up on one of the wires. An extra measurement of security are these Doberman security devices that are placed on all our windows. If there's any tap on the window, they just release a very loud siren, and they just act as a bit of a deterrent. So with the Ram ProMaster, for whatever reason, ours didn't come with the rear view camera, so the dealership was nice enough to install one for us. Little level here. It doesn't give a true measurement of the level of the van, but it does kind of give us an idea. If we flip this up, this has all our screws, our sander and such. This is our 12 volt connection that's connected to our battery bank in the back, because we could always have our dash cam up here on even when we go to bed. It's always recording, and we just feel a bit safer with it. Hey babe.
Hi.
You want to take us inside?
Come on in. All right, well, welcome to our van. This is Luna. She is a golden doodle, and this is Maple. She is a standard poodle. So this is our bed. It was the first thing that we made. So the way we pull it out is like that, and then we just lift it up a little bit further, and we set our cushions in place. Sometimes they kind of separate, and we're thinking maybe velcroing both of the cushions together. And then we just put a sheet over it, and yeah, here we have a partition wall, and we decided to put one in because we felt a lot safer. Put this wood on it, and it looks really nice. It's like a big accent piece. So when we come from the back end, we look at this and it looks really pretty. We also have this bookshelf from Target. We didn't think that we could build something this nice, but our confidence got boosted as we got through our build. So you'll see as we show you more. This is our planter. We thought that perhaps by opening this, we can have some light that can maybe help our plants grow, but I mean, it's a failed attempt, but this one's kind of thriving. Next, we have our door that goes to the front that you guys saw earlier. We wanted to put a table there because a lot of times we find ourselves thinking, where can I put my coffee cup? This was a perfect spot for it, and it's really easy. You just put it back down and there we go. We just kind of shove a bunch of stuff in here. We have an air mattress, winter stuff. Over here we have a little cubby space where we have our linens. We have a mirror that can help you look at your face a little bit better, fix your makeup throughout the day. This is where we charge our 12-volt things, camera gear. We have our laptop and we have some USBs. So if we have guests over, they can definitely charge their phones. And then here's just shows our voltage. So we decided to get this dehumidifier because, you know, living in a van, it's a tight space. We have a propane tank, which causes a lot of moisture in the air. So we thought this could help. It does a good job. By the morning time, we find like a whole little cup of water, so that really diminishes it from being in our walls. Here we have our fridge. One of our most annoying part is that we have to kind of remove everything or ask the person that's sitting down to move aside, but we have access to a fridge. We don't have too much going on, and here's our freezer. Next we have our mirror. We got it at IKEA. We kind of put our little everyday things like deodorant, creams, and essential oils here. So for our kitchen area, we have this IKEA cabinet that we were in a rush when we were building this. So we thought this was like the easiest thing that we can just, you know, buy, assemble, and put into our van. And it works really great. It has so much space for us to cook, to cut, to prep our food. We chose like a bathroom sink just because we like the over-the-counter look, which also gives us more space underneath our sink. This is our regular water. This is just regular tap water, and then this is our drinkable water. This is what we give ourselves and our dogs to drink. Dishwashing area, soap dispenser, toothbrush, toothpaste, and, you know, can opener. So here we have our pantry. I decided to take off the doors and we just put a trim over it. Keeps the jars from falling. We have a couple of baskets up here. They're from the Dollar Tree. Pet medication and blow dryer, hair stuff. Here we have another, I guess, pantry. We just kind of stash all our bread, ramen noodle, rice. We had this space that we really didn't know what to do with, and we thought that this was a perfect spot to put a spice rack. But took about a week to make this, but it's great. It holds a bunch of spices. We have our oils, salt. It has a lot of storage potential. This is from IKEA. We hang all our like metal stuff here, our knives, scissors. And then we built this piece here. And we just recently remodeled it and we put this countertop. A lot of people ask us if we use our oven, and we do. And it doesn't really emit a lot of heat, so we're not worried about the wood being too close to our oven here. So this is where we store our propane for our stove. You just kind of have to tap it to open it. We have two 5-liter propane tanks. One of them is for our Mr. Buddy heater, and then this one's for our stove. We have an outside shower, and it has hot and cold. For privacy, we have a curtain that we just hook up from that corner to this corner, and it just creates a screen. This is my childhood table. I grew up in Miami, so we lived in a small space, and I decided to adopt it and bring it along with us. So we just put some hooks here to keep it in place. We just kind of pop it like this, and it goes like that. inside of this cubby here, we used to store like more tools and things like that, but we're actually thinking of putting like our laundry in here. This one over here hosts our water heater. It's a Bosch water heater, and I think it's a 4-gallon one. It takes about like 15 minutes to heat up. We don't use it very often because we do have a gym membership, but it's a nice option to have just in case. That connects to our water tank that's up here. We just take a look, kind of peek through, and kind of estimate how much we've used. We have our water pump and our accumulator, and this is where we put in the water from the outside, which feeds our tank. It's very easy, and a lot of people have questions, you know, as you know, if it's good to have our tank in a vertical way, and for us it hasn't been a problem. We haven't experienced any sort of leaning in the van, so we think it's fine. It saves us a lot of space too. We made these shelves to size to IKEA cubbies that we can just pull out, have her clothes, fold it nicer than they look now. But that's our next project, just buying those IKEA cubbies. When we first started our van build, we wanted to have a shower. It was actually this entire space right here that you see, and we thought we can better use this space. So we decided to build this cabinet here. It has a lot of storage potential, and we're still in the process of building out our toilet area. This is where the exhaust from the compost will go. So we're just working through it. It's always a work in progress. We decided to go for a TV. We actually use it quite a bit. We like to watch some Netflix, and we just put it on a mount that just swivels, and then we can just sit here, relax, have a cup of coffee or tea or dinner, and just watch some TV. We have 2 fans in our van. This is only exhaust. It was a cheaper option, so we just put it here since we're just gonna need it to exhaust what we cook. And over here we have one that goes both ways, exhaust and intake. We wanted to have a window that has a flap that can open, and then when we put both of the fans on exhaust, this brings a lot of wind in and keeps us really cool. I guess a tip would be to really plan your layout.
Give yourself time. You're gonna see other people and how they built out their home, and you're gonna start putting that standard on yourself. Know your skill set, know what you're capable of doing, and be okay with that and go for it like that. You know, when Meylin and I went into this, we had 0 experience with carpentry, with building, with materials, using our hands to make something. But any burning question that you have or any hesitation that you have, there's gonna be an answer for it on the internet somewhere. Someone's gonna have a PDF file or a step-by-step video tutorial explaining in detail how to do something. You're gonna hear a lot of opposition to van life and all the struggles and the nightmare stories. Are there struggles to van life? Absolutely, but struggles happen with every other way of living. With the conventional way of living in a home, there's struggles there. You're stationed, you're tied to a lease, you could go on and on. If you feel called to this kind of lifestyle of being on the road, just get out of the comfort zone, because that's where the magic happens.
Hang on for just 1 minute while I tell you about today's awesome sponsor. Noom is a behavioral change innovator, leveraging psychology and science to help people live the healthy and fulfilling lives that they deserve. Noom is a new way to get healthy and lose weight that uses psychology and habit change. It works and it lasts. Noom helps you learn how your mind works, the why behind the decisions you make. Learning, not dieting, is what leads to real, lasting change. Based in psychology and habit change, weight loss is just one way Noom helps people live happier and healthier lives. Noom is full of helpful articles and psych tricks, healthy recipes. It has an easy-to-use food and exercise tracker to help you meet your health and fitness goals, and Noom's food database is the best in class and is constantly expanding. When you create an account on Noom, you get your own personal goal specialist trained in psychology, fitness, and nutrition to give you one-on-one coaching when you need it. Click the link in the description and go to Noom.com for your online evaluation. It's quick, easy, and it will help you create your own custom plan. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.